I'm up here in Monument Valley today, southern Utah, northern Arizona border. Just gonna take a drive around and take a look at the park. It's Monument Valley Tribal Park. This is on Navajo reservation land. It has a proper Navajo name. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. I will throw that up on the screen though, just for reference. I have never been here, so we're just gonna do a little exploring today, a little sightseeing, take a nice drive around. It's sunny, it's about 40 right now. It's about 9 o'clock on 1st of March, so it's a little chilly yet, but it's not bad out, and it's gonna warm right up. So we're gonna have a look around and enjoy the day. Well, I just came down to the information center, the welcome center here at the entrance to the tribal park. I found out that you can't drive a motorcycle into the park. Seems weird. You can drive a car, a Jeep, but not a motorcycle, and I believe she said not a bicycle. So it's $10 to go up to the park entrance, but you can't go past there. A vehicle with up to 4 people is $20. So I'm just gonna go drive around today on the highway and come back tomorrow with my Jeep, and then here in Monument Valley today, making my second attempt at touring the tribal park. As we learned yesterday, you can't drive a motorcycle around the scenic loop road in the park. They don't permit it, which I found was interesting. I could understand unlicensed ATVs and dirt bikes, but whatever, that's the policy. We're just rolling with the punches here. So got the Jeep unhooked, headed in. I'm staying at a local family's yard, I guess, camping. This is kind of weird, an area that I'm not used to because it's all Indian reservation around here, and so there's no like BLM, Forest Service dispersed camping options. So a lot of these local native families let people camp in their yards or on their properties, I guess, whatever the case may be, and they charge a fee of $20 to $30, give or take. Some of them you can actually reserve on Airbnb. I don't know how they control the quantity of the number of people that show up through that, but the family that I'm staying at right now, they're on Airbnb, but I just offered to pay them $30 in cash because I thought, well, you know, Airbnb tax on service charges and all that, and I figured they'd rather have cash anyway. So I stayed a couple of nights over at Sleeping Bear Campground, which is, nobody actually lives there. You just park there and somebody comes by in a car like the next day and takes 20 bucks from you. So you know, that's kind of your camping options here. There is a new KOA in town that just kind of opened, I think. It's full hookup, and you know, it's more than I wanted to pay though, and it's just a desert. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just stay with these other people. I'd rather give 30 bucks to some local people than spend $45 or $60 at KOA. So anyway, that's what I did, and we're just headed right into the park now, and I'm right here beside her, like a few miles away. It's 20 bucks for cars up to 4 people. $10 for motorcycles. I'm not sure what you get for your $10. I guess you get to drive in here and park and walk. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. They're only allowing 25 people at a time on the road because of CDC guidelines, I guess, which seems weird since you're pretty well going to be in your vehicle and stuff. But anyway, that's the policy. There's also a hotel and gift shop back here. A restaurant as well. The restaurant's currently closed, but anyway, here we go. So I guess you have to pay to get in the park if you just want to go to the gift shop or the restaurant. I don't know. I mean, So they're checking everybody in when you come to the road, where the road starts. And the lady takes your name and phone number, and you got 2 hours, and they're only allowing 25 people on the road at a time right now. And I don't know if that's a normal restriction or if that's a COVID restriction. She didn't really say, but that's currently the policy. And it's currently open from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. There's no entrance allowed after 2 p.m. And of course, even if you get here at 2, you're only allowed to be here till 4. So you're not really going to be able to take sunset pictures on the road. And you can't really take sunrise pictures either because you can't get in here before 8. So I guess you're going to have to take those from the highway or another vantage point. You're allowed to stop at, I don't know if you're allowed to stop anywhere or just the specific stops, but they give you a map and there's like numbers on here that tell you where you can stop to take pictures, she said. And you can't just like randomly park and get out and walk around out here either. The only trail you are allowed to hike on is Wildcat Trail out there where you started. Other than that, to be in the tribal park without, you can't just come do what you want basically. You got to either take a paid tour or stay on this road or hike Wildcat. That's your option. Here we are on our first stop of the tour. We have East Mitten, West Mitten, and Merrick Butte there. The East Mitten and West Mitten look like hands. That's where the mittens comes from. It signifies the hands overlooking the valley. Here we are at our second stop, Merrick Butte, right behind us there. We saw it from our first stop actually as well, over there where we're looking at the Mittens, but this is the official stop for it. Merrick Butte and Mitchell Mesa were named after 2 ex-cavalry soldiers who were looking for silver here in the valley. Mitchell Mesa is actually behind us on the other side of the road. We can take a quick look at that. And that is Mitchell Mesa. Also one of the 2 named after the ex-cavalry soldiers. Mitchell Mesa. You can see the hotel up there on the top of the hill. That would be actually a good view. No wonder they call it the view. Here we are at our third stop of the day, Elephant Butte. Right there, wherever my hand is, I can't see it, but Elephant Butte, it's right behind me. I think this is stop 4. I've kind of lost track, but that's the 3 sisters behind me there. Represents a nun facing her 2 pupils according to the brochure. Here we are at John Ford's Point, named for the Hollywood director that made John Wayne famous. Stop 5 here is Camel Butte. I guess there's not too much to say about that, except it's supposed to look like a camel. We're continuing our drive here around Monument Valley Navajo Tribal Park. It's a 15-mile or 24-kilometer loop through the park here. You can see Camel Butte there behind me. We are currently circling around God Mesa. They say the drive takes 1.5 to 2 hours to make. You're only allowed 2 hours, so better not take longer than that, I guess, you're right. Well, we are at stop 6 here. This is the hub. It symbolizes the hub of a wagon wheel. Navajos see it as a fireplace in the center of a giant hogan, a Navajo home. I'm reading verbatim from the little handout that they gave me in case you couldn't figure that out, but I think what we're looking at is that thing, that roundish looking thing way over there, right? It's quite a long ways off from this spot, and you're not allowed to drive back there. So, but anyway, that's stop 6. Here we are at stop 8, Totem Pole. I don't know where stop 7, Bird Spring, was, but this is stop 8, Totem Pole, right up there. I guess that was stop 7, Bird Springs or Sand Springs or something maybe after stop 8. I'm not really clear. Not even really sure what it was, but that was it. Not that excited. I was a little confused. For a second, I actually thought I was going the wrong way, but I wasn't. Well, there's like a weird fork in the road, so yeah. It's a one-way loop. First part of it's two-way, but this is Spearhead Mesa. I guess it's not really a stop number, but anyway, that's what it is, Spearhead Mesa. Well, my 2 hours are about up. It's I got 7 minutes left. There's no way I'm gonna make it back in 2 hours. I'm not even around this God Mesa thing yet, and there's like 3 more stops, one of which I'm probably gonna skip. Okay, so if you continue that way, it takes you up to Cotalker Point. I guess I'm gonna drive up there. I don't know. I don't have time, but I'm going anyway. Here we are at stops 10 and 11, the Thumb, and the North Window Overlook. And I guess Camel Butte, right? That's stop 10 or 11, one of the two. Well, we're just leaving the Thumb. That is the last stop on the tour, I believe, which is a good thing because we are currently 10 minutes past our return time. I hope they don't send out search and rescue for us. So we're headed up to Monument Valley Tribal Park again for some sunset pictures. I talked to a lady earlier that was working at the entrance to the Scenic Drive, asked her about the hours, and she said it closes at 5, and I says, well, can I get back in here after 5? I mean, can I come up here? Yeah, I can. It's kind of free. So basically it's not really free. What she meant though is there's no attendant. So as long as you already have a paid entrance ticket, you can come in after 5, and I suppose before 8 when it says it opens. Because I mean, there's a hotel and stuff up there, so people have to be able to come and go. It's just that there's nobody at the guard shack. So, and the sign says right now, the sign says park closed, but I mean, it's not really closed in the sense that you can't come in, because you can come in. I just drove through there. So it's starting to get towards sunset here in Monument Valley, back up here in the park. So you can actually come in the park after 5. you of course can't drive through the park after 5 because they cut vehicles off at 2 o'clock, at least in the winter, at least right now. As I wrap up my thoughts on Monument Valley, I'll throw up a picture I took here of the Mittens at sunset. To note, if you aren't able to get out on the Scenic Drive, you can view the Mittens very well from the parking area, but you do still have to pay to get up to that point. Overall, I really enjoyed my visit to Monument Valley despite some of the limitations of the park. The landscape is so unique and beautiful. If you plan to visit, check out the Navajo Tribal Park website for the latest on their hours and admission quotas. If you're camping here, there are a couple developed campgrounds in town as well as the campground at the tribal park. Outside of that, there are several dry camping opportunities on various properties. Just be aware they aren't free like you might be used to on federal lands. I'd recommend sticking to areas that you know are camping areas where you know what you'll pay, otherwise somebody may show up wanting money randomly. If you're staying in hotels, there are a couple in town, and the View Hotel there at the Tribal Park. I don't know anything about the View Hotel, but it looks like it'd be an awesome place to enjoy the sunset on the monuments. I really enjoyed my visit to Monument Valley. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up button to let me know. If you have any questions I might be able to answer or any comments, leave those below. And be sure to subscribe so you can get notified about all my latest adventure videos.